If you're pouring your heart into your podcast, but still struggling to turn those listeners into paying clients, I've got something just for you. Imagine having a clear, simple plan to turn your listeners into buyers without relying on a huge audience or spending hours on social media. That's exactly what we'll create together in a podcast profit plan discovery call. During this free 20-minute call, I'll help you discover more opportunities for profit in your podcast and give you the next best step to turn your show into a client attracting machine. If I've got an offer that will help you expedite this process, then we can also discuss working together. Book your free podcast profit plan discovery call now by going to podcastingformoms.co/profit plan or by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to chat with you. Think that you need thousands of downloads to make money from your podcast? Think again. The truth is, a massive audience does not equal massive profit. In fact, some of the most profitable podcasts have small but highly engaged listeners. In today's episode, I'm busting the myth that you need a big audience to monetize, and I'll show you exactly how you can start making money from your podcast right now, no matter how many downloads you have. If you're ready to turn your podcast into a profit machine without waiting for quote unquote big numbers, hit play and let's dive in. Welcome to Podcasting for Moms, the show for moms in business ready to start, grow, and scale a podcast that turns their listeners into buyers. I'm Jenny Soneson, a podcast strategist and fellow mom entrepreneur. You're in the right place if you want to learn how to start and grow a podcast that attracts your ideal clients and really does the heavy lifting for you when it comes to selling your offers, all while balancing life as a busy mom. Are you ready to create a podcast that grows your income, impact, and influence? Let's make podcasting work for you because as moms, we know how to get things done. All right, let's jump into the episode. Hey there, and welcome back to Podcasting for Moms. I'm your host, Jenny, and today we're busting one of the biggest myths in podcasting, and that is the idea that you need a massive audience to make money from your podcast. If you've been holding off on monetization because you think your downloads are too low, I've got some good news for you. A big audience is not a requirement for making money with your podcast. In fact, smaller engaged audiences often convert better than huge but passive ones. So if you're ready to learn how you can start monetizing your show right now, no matter the size of your audience, let's dive in. So first I want to talk about where this misconception comes from. A lot of podcasters look at big name shows that make money from sponsorships and assume that that's the only way to monetize. Traditional sponsorship models often require thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of downloads per episode to be attractive to advertisers. But that's just one way to make money from your podcast. And honestly, it's not even the most profitable way for many podcasters, especially those of us running online businesses. Here's the truth. Podcast advertising is based on CPM, which stands for cost per thousand downloads, which means that you're often earning only $20 to $50 per thousand downloads. If you have 500 downloads per episode, that's around $10 to $25 per ad slot. Not exactly life-changing money. But if you sell your own offers, services, or affiliate products, you can make far more with a smaller, highly engaged audience. That's why you don't need a massive audience. You need the right strategy. So let's talk about why a small but engaged audience can actually be more profitable than a huge passive one. So think about it this way. Would you rather have 10,000 listeners who never take action or 500 loyal listeners who love your content, trust your advice, and are ready to invest in your offers? A smaller niche audience is often easier to convert because they feel a stronger connection to you. And in podcasting, relationships always matter more than reach. So here's a couple reasons why. Number one, trust is higher. Podcasting builds deep relationships. People listen to you while they're folding laundry, they're driving, or going for a walk. You become a voice that they trust. That trust makes them more likely to buy from you. Number two, niche markets are more profitable. If your podcast is focused on a specific group, like moms starting online businesses, for example, you have a built-in audience that already needs what you have to offer. And number three, engagement beats numbers. A podcast with 200 engaged listeners who take action is worth way more than one with 10,000 casual listeners who never do anything. Okay, so how can you start making money from your podcast right now? Here's a couple of the best strategies that work even for small shows. So first up is self-sponsored ads. Instead of promoting outside sponsors, run your own ads for your coaching, courses, or digital products. Example, if you have a $97 offer and just 5 people buy from a single episode, that's almost $500 from your small audience. Next up, we have affiliate marketing. This is where you're recommending products or services you already are using and loving using affiliate links. So, for example, if you promote a $200 course with a 30% commission and you have 3 people that sign up for that course, that's $180 without even having to worry about creating your own product. The third thing you can do is sell digital products. This is where you're creating templates, guides, or mini courses that your audience can purchase at any time. Example, a $27 checklist that sells 10 copies per episode. That's $270 per episode. The next thing you can do is offer high ticket coaching or services. So if you offer one-to-one coaching, consulting, or done for you services, your podcast can be a really great lead generation tool. So for example, you get one new client from your podcast, and this could bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The final option is an exclusive membership or Patreon. This is where you offer premium content or behind the scenes access through a low cost membership. So, example here, a $10 a month membership with just 50 people can bring in $500 per month in recurring income. So, honestly, that is all amazing. And that is so much more lucrative than having sponsorships on your show. So, you might be still skeptical. Here are a few real world examples of small podcasters making money. So, a business coach with 300 listeners per episode sells a $997 group program, and she fills her spots every single time that she launches. A mom blogger with 500 downloads per episode who makes $2,000 a month from a mix of self-sponsored ads and affiliate income. A virtual assistant with a tiny but engaged podcast sells a $37 mini course and earns $500 to $1,000 per month from passive sales. These podcasters aren't making money despite having a small audience. They're making money because they have a niche audience that trusts them. So what should you do next if you want to start monetizing your podcast? So number one, you want to get clear on your offer. What can you sell? Services, courses, memberships, affiliate products? Figure that out. You probably already have this. You just need to start talking about it. Second thing is talk about it. The second thing is talk about it on your podcast. Don't be afraid to promote what you offer in every single episode, because chances are people don't know what you have to offer them unless you tell them. Number 3, create a simple call to action. Direct your listeners to a landing page, a freebie, or a sales page where they can take the next step. And number 4, engage with your audience. Connect with listeners via email or social media to strengthen the relationships and increase conversions. And if you're still feeling stuck, I've got something for you. If you want to dive deeper into podcast monetization strategies, I highly recommend you checking out the Moms Behind the Mic Society, which is my membership for podcasters that teaches you how to launch, grow, and scale your podcast as a mom. To learn more about the membership, you can go to podcastingformoms.co/society. And if you found today's episode helpful, I'd love for you to take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and tag me at jenny.suneson. That's JENNY.SUNESON. I'd love to reshare it and connect with you. That's it for today. Remember, you don't need a massive audience to make money. You just need the right approach. Keep showing up, keep serving, and I'll see you next time on Podcasting for Moms. Thank you for tuning into Podcasting for Moms. I hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration you need to make your podcast work smarter, not harder. If you love what you heard, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It means the world and helps other moms in business find the show. For more tips, resources, and support, head to podcastingformoms.co. Remember, you're not just building a podcast, you're building your legacy. Until next time, friends.